There's a provision hidden in this new Republican healthcare bill that really shows you how unserious they are, and how corrupt they are. So this is from The Intercept. Louisiana Republican Senator John Kennedy plans to use the most recent effort to repeal and replace portions of the Affordable Care Act to push an amendment that would bar states from enacting their own single-payer systems, he told reporters on Monday. When asked by The Intercept on Tuesday about the status of his legislation, Kennedy said that the bill's co-sponsors, Senator Lindsey Graham and Bill Cassidy, told him that the measure already bans single-payer, but that he was welcome to offer his amendment either way. I don't think states should have the authority to take money from the American taxpayer and set up a single-payer system, Kennedy said. Now, some people think that that's inconsistent with the idea of flexibility, but that's what the United States Congress is for. I very much believe in flexibility, and I know the governors want flexibility, but it's our job to make sure that the money is properly spent. Okay, so these guys just outed themselves as the biggest hypocrites on the planet because their main argument on so many issues is, let the states decide. Look, you have to let the states decide. This is what states' rights is all about. And this argument really goes all the way back to fucking segregation. When they made the point that, well, look, we don't tell you people in the North how to act and how to treat your colored folks. We tell, so you don't tell us what to do with ours. And if we want to have separate water fountains and we want to have separate entrances and we want to have segregation, well, that's our choice. So it's not about race. No, it's about states' rights. That's the argument they made for that. That's the argument they make on a million different issues. And, the point is, we don't believe in a big federal government making our choices for us because Washington is so disconnected from the people. We think the government works better when it's at the local level and the state level, and let the states decide what they want to do. Well, okay, if that's the point you want to make, then obviously it would logically follow that you would be totally fine with, for example, liberal states to enact their own marijuana laws, right? Ooh, it turns out no. They go, no, on an issue like marijuana, it's illegal at a federal level, so sure, the federal government can lock you up, even if at the state level you want to legalize marijuana. And you go down the list. Whatever issue is viewed as a left-wing issue, they go, no, we're not going to allow the states to experiment with that. So it's just a ruse. The argument is a trick to try to say, let us do our right-wing agenda. But if you say, okay, you believe in states' rights, let's have some states do single-payer, they go, no, not single-payer. No, they are banning. They want to ban states from trying their own single-payer, systems. This is what they do. So there are these laws called preemption laws. That's what this is. And it's pushed by right-wing think tanks, largely funded by the Koch brothers, by the way. They're big on these preemption laws. And for example, one of them that's been passing through legislatures and proposed in legislatures all across the country, right-wing legislatures, is we are preemptively banning any minimum wage increase at the state level. How loathsome do you have to be, and how corrupt do you have to be to say, I'm going to block any future raise of the minimum wage when it's not even a living wage right now? I mean, that's mental. That's crazy. And here we go. Now they're doing it with single payer. Jeez, man. Come on. They're such hypocrites. It's unbelievable. This is the same shit that happens. You know how to find a Republican who's in favor of gay marriage? An elected Republican, a politician who's in favor of gay marriage? Find out what the sexual orientation is of their son or daughter. Because they flip like that in that situation. You want to find out which Republicans are in favor of FEMA spending? Find out which one just had a natural disaster hit their own state. Ted Cruz is the great example of when Hurricane Sandy hit, he voted against the relief, and he lies about it up and down, like we can't go back and figure out what was going on. But he says, no, it's because there was a lot of other stuff in the bill, so I voted against the hurricane relief for the Northeast because it was filled with pork. It was a fucking one-page bill. There was no pork, but he voted against it. But then the second that Harvey hit, he goes, in Texas, oh my God, we need FEMA relief. We need it right now. Who can vote against us? What are you, crazy? Vote for it. So these guys are loathsome scumbags, and it happens over and over and over. They're such gigantic hypocrites. And understand, there is a deeper motive going on here. They know that if you actually implement a Medicare for All system, single-payer system, whether it's at the state level or the federal level, it's going to be wildly successful. Medicare has a 77% approval rating. That's exactly what would happen if you have a Medicare for All system. It would be wildly successful, covers more people, costs less, better outcomes, and the American people wouldn't want to go back. So what do? The Republican Party, they are the bitches to the private health insurance companies and Big Pharma. So they're doing their bidding when they say, no, we're going to stop even the possibility of single-payer systems at the state level. They know they can't win in the battle of policies, so you just preemptively ban the policy that would kick your ass up and down. These are bad people, man. These are bad people. They're corrupt. And they don't care about the consequences of their actions. They don't care that people are going to die if we continue with this same disgusting system we have right now. They don't give a shit. They're actively trying to make it worse. They're actively trying to make the system worse.